Okie dokie, in the last video we went through the Regrets of the Past Midnight Campaign chapter. And now we will be doing the Darkening Sky Midnight Campaign chapter. Now I thought that would be a campaign chapter after the Voidstorm, but it turns out you need to do it in order to get into the Voidstorm, and these quests have some really weird and dumb requirements. So I am just going to read the two previous breadcrumb quests that I've already done for completing the zul'aman zone and the Harrandar zone. So completing zul'aman gets you one quest out of the campaign, and completing the Harrandar zone gets you the second quest in the campaign. So, yeah, bit of a weird way to start this chapter. So first I am going to be reading Reports Returned? Yeah, Reports Returned. So you get this from Lady Liadrin after you do the last zul'aman campaign quest. So she'll be on the bridge next to zul'jan. So let's see. Description. I will go to Silvermoon, but I will return here to advise zul'jarra. I feel I let my past and prejudices get in the way of my judgment regarding the Amani. You could say that being a Hashura is a befitting atonement, but I feel drawn to stay, perhaps to help zul'jarra in guiding her people back to the lower. I will go to Silvermoon with you to bear the report, and lor'themar's reaction. If we go now, we may return to party. A small smile cracks Liadrin's usually stoic face. And completion for that is... lor'themar Faron raises an eyebrow and frowns slightly. You can tell he is fighting back exasperation and anger. This is a very unexpected turn of events. Yet still more will unfold in front of us, I am sure. So that is Reports Returned. And there's no extra notes about this quest. So doing this will unlock the first quest, Deepening Shadows.
The Vanguard is our best hope.
And then the quest after that one needs to be unlocked by turning in Looming Shadows. So that is from... yeah, that's from Hagar, after completing all of the Harrandar campaign quests. So, which one was it? It was Looming Shadows. Looming Shadows. Getting that Wowhead page up to read the text. Description. Though we triumphed over Ruya and Lightborn, for now more remains to be done. The Elders will want to convene regarding the Harati's new place in the world. Now that we have stepped out from the shadows of our past, our reticence and fear will not vanish overnight. But this is an important first step. We will be fine. Let Arena and I deal with the Elders. When the time comes, the Harati shall be at your side. For now, though, I'd imagine you have more pressing matters to attend to. Completion. When Haldoran burst into a war council shouting about hidden worlds and ancient warriors, I thought he had gone mad. But now that I have seen the Harani with my own eyes, we are lucky to have them as potential allies, and lucky to have you, I'd say, in brokering that relationship. There is more for us to do, but I've no doubt the Harati will prove allies, or will prove vital allies, to Silvermoon in the days to come. And there is some bonus dialogue once you complete it. So let's see. Upon completion, Haldoran Brightwing says, lor'themar, what we saw out there, the light drove the Rotani to zealotry and madness. High Octoralion says, watch your tone, Haldoran. Blasphemy doesn't suit a man of your stature. lor'themar says, he was speaking to his Lord Regent. Haldoran Brightwing says, we assume benevolent motives, but have seen the light used by the wicked before. Hyaxok Terralian says, without the light, your precious city, all of Azeroth, would have been lost. lor'themar says, no one is questioning the light's grace, Terralian, least of all the Sin'dorei. Alderaan Brightwing says, we seek to avoid its corruption, the light being turned against us. We are your friends, Terralian, your family. Terralian takes a step back. When he speaks, he sounds less certain than before. Family, of course. The light bloom is an anomaly, but nothing that should diminish our faith in the light. Terralian and Alderaan leave in opposite directions. Commander Karf Mantonfist and Aethys Sunreaver have entered the sanctum in the meantime. Karf offers Deepening Shadows. Additionally, if either of the two quest lines are still available, the scouting map behind Lor'themar offers them. Or lor'themar offers them. Well, both of the quest lines are done, so yeah, let's get started with this actual quest line then. Deepening Shadows, champion, I could use your assistance. The natives here in Silvermoon are proving to be less hospitable than we had hoped. In their defense, their city is facing down a darkness unlike anything Azeroth has ever faced, so tensions are high. Can you use your unique perspective and help de-escalate some of the hotspots that are emerging around Silvermoon? De-escalate rising tensions in Silvermoon City.
We need to put a stop to these fights. Agreed. This city's a powder keg, ready to go.
City dispute de-escalated. Prisoner released. Doomsayers rebuffed. Alrighty. Doomsayers. There's one. What's up, Doomsayer? You're the champion so many Sin'dorei are hailing exploits of. How can you look at the sky and tell us with certainty that we can see anything less than our impending doom? Discourage the spread of panic. Hail the victories of the vanguard of Sin'dorei you have seen so far. Say nothing. Hail the victories.
May the eternal sun guide
So be it.
you.
Alright, what's over here? City dispute.
This is for the Sunwell. We cannot survive on just mana biscuits.
You already took our Magister, our knights, our weapons, and now our food?
Powerful Arrow Knight.
You carry your torch.
Champion Marikov, I am not certain this merits your personal attention. We were promised food and supplies from Eversong as our paladins and priests. Find the last of their reserve energy flagging. These people do not seem predisposed to helping or trusting us, even though the survival of their city, indeed the survival of all of Azeroth, is predicated on our success. If we are to maintain our vigil over the Sunwell, holding back the relentless death that is the void, we need more to go on than conjured biscuits and illusionary flavors. Can you speak to these people on our behalf? Perhaps they will trust you more. These people. They're my people! Dick!
Stay alert.
We shall see the Legion's end.
You already saw the Legion's end. You! I have heard of you. You're the champion. They said you were here to help beat back the void. These soldiers told me they need my goods for the Sunwell and then tried to just take my entire cart. No please, no thank you, no recompense. I do not know them. How do I know this is not just the Alliance making an excuse to take what they want? Explain the events at the Sunwell. Well, a war for the end of the world. I would have gladly given them everything I would have gladly given them everything I have if they had explained it better instead of simply taking my goods like common bandits or as Alliance raiders. We can part with a cart of goods, though I would ask they remember whose city they are in.
Return when you need more.
The flame burns for all of us. Beware the shadows.
Alright, well, that has been de-escalated. He's back there already. Doomsayer.
We endure.
Vanguard of the light in our streets, the void in our skies, our own blood elves and our own blood knights and magisters, too few to defend Eversong. How is this not the end of everything we hold dear? Discourage the spread of panic.
Sunwell's
So
glory
be it.
shine on.
I expect I have to fight one of these.
We endure.
You're the champion. Let's go with just about a panic.
Sun, chase
It's
your
already too late for the Sunwell. Oh shit! Tries blade. All while the Sunwell's flailing. If we are too weak to defend our home, why not accept the void and the power it brings? Alright, so some of them are Twilight's Blade in disguise. That's unfortunate. Hello.
Glory to the Sindori.
The Vanguard brought with them the Alliance Paladin I know is responsible for the deaths of my family members on foreign shores. Now we welcome them into our city because what is in the sky is worse than they are. Discourage the spread of panic. Your hope is a weakness. Twilight Spy. Anytime I've said the spread of panic, it's just enemies.
Baladash, Malanore.
Elder victories. No. Oh. Alright. Alright. Congrats on your transition, I guess. Prisoner. Uh-oh.
I'm a warlock, not a cultist.
Uh-oh.
I'm listening.
Ted Shoemaker. Wait a minute. Were you on the Broken Isles with a demon hunter? I think you might be. Wasn't me. I don't know what they think I did, but it wasn't me. I'm pretty sure. These Vanguard were all over me like they have never heard of a warlock before. I don't know if it's because I am undead, I dress in purple, or the fact that I summoned a Void Walker.
I'll be here.
The city is rife with infiltrators. The Void loves to work its way in through seams, sneaking in behind wearing the face of a friend. I will not see my city fall to betrayal. Why are you seizing people? These paladins are under my authority, and I will go wherever I deem they are most needed. If the leadership of Silvermoon is unwilling to purchase evil, then we will do it for them. Arresting citizens is not why the Vanguard are here.
Release the Void Wielders. They may wander the city, but we will tolerate none of their taint near the Sunwell.
Oh boy. Commander Venel Lightblood. This is going to go into raid spoilers, but... Venel Lightblood, Venel Lightblood. Venel Lightblood. Alright. Yeah, getting a bit zealous there, buddy.
Do not squander resources.
Aldiel Shalam.
Alright, so let's turn this into Yulan. Deepening Shadows, well done. That void storm is evoking fear and terror in everyone who sees it, myself included. But I chose this life of standing up to evil and spitting in its face. Sadly, not everyone had the luxury of that being a choice. Alright, so that was the quest for completing the Amani zone. So this is going to be the quest for completing the Harandar zone then. You know that's evil. Champion, we have a bit of a delicate situation. The Vanguard of the Light has just informed me they have taken Magister Umbric into custody. What did you do? Apparently, he was trying to get closer to Sunwell. I do not have to tell you that tensions are high between my city and the Vanguard. We need Umbric to continue his research if we are to have a chance at contending with the Voidstorm. I want you to represent me in negotiating Umbric's release. Whether we like him or not, we need him. I mean, he's alright.
Use discretion, champion. We need both Umbric and the Vanguard. With perseverance, strength, Silvermoon prospers.
Alright, alright. Guess I need to save Umbric then. Find Umbric. I don't know, good.
I was investigating the void to help you.
We will not be tempted by your offers of help, Void Elf.
Or Chaplain Sen. Ah. Another one.
I serve Silvermoon.
Find Umbric.
We build
Hi,
a
Umbric.
future upon the backbone of tradition.
Who is calling for help?
I was simply attempting to get a closer reading on the voidstorm. Look, we do not have time for the distrust of my methods. Can't you feel it? The voidstorm is not growing weaker, it is getting stronger. The Sunwell cannot maintain its defense much longer. I need to find a way into the voidstorm, and to do that, I need to evaluate the data I just gathered without getting killed by zealots. Can you help talk them down? lor'themar, or Lothraxian, or Chaplain Sen, and Grand Magister Romoth petitioned. Right, hi, Lothraxian. How's Denafrius doing?
And Shamar.
A caution over allowing a void elf as powerful as Magister Umbric near the Sunwell is warranted. Illyria Windrunner approached the Sunwell a few years ago and it altered the magic just by her presence. Granted, she holds a dark Naru within her, but I am not about to risk letting a creature so given to the void that close to the Sunwell. Explain that lor'themar wants to see Umbric freed. I do not recognize lor'themar's authority in this matter. This void elf is in exile, and by his very nature considered to be a threat to the Sunwell and our forces here. Umbric is not a citizen of Silvermoon, nor are we subservient to the rules of a regent lord when it comes to our war for the void. He may counsel, not give orders. Explain that Umbric is researching ways into the voidstorm. Tempting. Too tempting. I doubt we could trust a path presented by a minion of the void, but we need to do something. The Sunwell is holding for now, but this is not a stalemate. The voidstorm will begin breaching our defenses soon. If something does not change, we must go on the offensive.
Careful of the void's tricks.
I'd be careful of the Nafrazine's tricks. Alright, oh, Chaplain Sen.
Are you with the Holy Light?
The Vanguard of the Light knows our business when it comes to war for the void. The forces there are predatory, infectious, cancerous, and consuming. This is how they fight. They wear the face of a friend to offer a deal. And then devour you know... And then, before you know it, another world is devoured. Explain that lor'themar wants to see Umbric freed. We have already compromised our legions enough for Silvermoon. lor'themar is thinking too small. We are not here to save a city, we are here to save all of Azeroth. Explain that Umbric is researching ways into the voidstorm. I have no doubt that is true. Yet, can we trust him to give us a path we can use? Or is it for his own personal gain? We need to go on the offensive, but again, this is how the Void invests worlds. They offer you a hand in your time of need, and then take everything from you. Queen Ansaric, Queen Ashara, next is King Salhadar. All of these people accepted a hand offered when they were most desperate. We must rise above them. Ask how they would enter the Voidstorm without Umbric's help. Our own auguries are researching this. They do not have a solution yet, but neither does this void-stained elf. We cannot bring the Vindicar to bear here due to the suppressive magics. Teleportation and flight magics cannot breach the storm. Well, so much for using the giant ship we have from Legion. Yet we will find a way in. We must have faith that we will find a way.
In light, victory.
Alright, Romoth.
What would you
And they
ask
were roommates. Did lor'themar send you? Umbric was once a colleague. And a roommate. Before he turned to the void. He was always reckless. He might call it bold, but his approach to magic showed no respect for the boundaries we carefully established to safeguard this world. Now he has gone too far. Explain that lor'themar wants to see Umbric freed. lor'themar may believe he has authority here, but Umbric is a magister and thus subject to my judgment and authority. What is more, he and his kind were exiled for their practices. Void magic is not just a taboo, it is fundamentally evil at its very core. What would happen if I'm like a void elf here? I gotta wonder about that. Right, to explain how Umbric is researching a way into the voidstorm. lor'themar is blinded by his desperation. Yes, we must save Silvermoon and the Sunwell, but to turn to the void, no. Umbric is not only using the void, but relying on techniques refined by one of our greatest betrayers. What, Kal'thas? It will be harder to rely on the light or arcane to find a way into the voidstorm, but they will be far more trustworthy methods than what Umbric plans. Well, fuck you too.
We have overcome much.
Right, Anduin Wynn petitioned. Sup, gang?
I will always try.
The Vanguard of the Light caught match to Umbric getting close to the Sunwell. I had to intervene to ensure they did not execute him on sight. Lofraxia and I are both very familiar with the corrupting nature of certain magics and their influence. It seems we took very different lessons from those experiences, however. Explain that lor'themar wants to see Umbric freed. I agree with lor'themar, for I also understand this is a politically complicated situation. Magister Umbric is not a citizen of Silvermoon. He and the Rendori are exiles, which means lor'themar has no authority. Even if Umbric were a citizen, he is also a magister. That means he falls under the auspice of Grand Magister Romath, his roommate, who seems to have taken Umbric's use of void magic as a personal betrayal. Explain that Umbric is researching ways into the voidstorm.
Will I be forgiven?
High Commander, you will release Magister Umbric, if you please.
No! This elf has made their allegiance known.
They have. To me. Time and time again, Umbric and his Rendori have shown their loyalty to the Alliance, despite persecution and distrust. You do not have the time to imprison him, nor the grounds to execute him.
But Umbric
is fond of bold actions. Is that what I heard you say, Grand Magister? Now is the time for bold actions. Release him. I accept full responsibility.
Fine. On your head, be it.
On the King of Stormwind's head, be it? Alright. Okay. Yeah, have fun explaining that to Terralian. Report to lor'themar on. Boop.
I am rather busy.
For I can protect you in the city, but the Vanguard will not allow you to approach the Sunwell. Results will change that.
Results? I have no tools, no support, and zealots on both sides hunting me.
If you found a pathway to Xal'atath, the Vanguard would leave, to say nothing of the power your people could acquire.
Thank you for your intercession. While I pride myself on doing what is necessary for Silvermoon and Sunwell, I have a feeling my own patience would have worn thin, and I would have said something that all of us would have regretted. So you made me go instead? Dick.
Xal'atath's attacks grow stronger.
Oh. Wait a minute.
The light of the Sunwell.
Yeah, now Darkening Sky is done. Alright, so with that, the next chapter is...
Our strength lies in our people.
Yeah, the next chapter, Into the Abyss, is now available.
Aldiel Shalah.
Void Breach. The Sunwell is weakening against the voidstorm. Let me take a look outside. I mean, it looks about the same to me, but... Alright. Alright, so I think I should end this video then. It is a surprisingly short one compared to the length of videos I usually do for a while. Aye. Alright, so, in this video... There we go. So, in this video, I went through the Darkening Sky Midnight campaign chapter. So, seeing as I can accept that quest, I guess I can go into the voidstorm at 86. I guess I'll find out. Alright, so, next time I go through the Into the Abyss storyline for the Midnight campaign. What a pretty view. Yep.